Welcome to TransurfingTV. I am Renee Garcia, and today my video, opening what has closed. I have started to recognize some patterns with people moving through life, especially some of us, into our later years in life. I mean, I'm not later, but definitely over 40. I have had my fair share of experiences where I felt like, well, I never want to do that again, or that was a bad idea. I'm definitely not going there anymore, or whatever. And this sort of starts the process of us closing ourselves off to the alternative space. And as transurfers, this is what we intend, right? Is to have a better, more meaningful connection with the alternative space where the channels are open and we have energy coming back and forth, connecting with more of what we intend to have. If we close off, then it's going to be really challenging for the alternative space to connect us with the means or the ways or the actual stuff itself, right? We have to keep our channels open. I am going to be doing an amazing video on a plate meditation that I came up with that is absolutely mind-blowing, you guys. So I am going to ask you, I think that video will come out next, if you are really interested in opening up some channels that have closed. I definitely think that this plate meditation is going to be the ticket for you. So keep an eye out for that. And remember to like this video and comment below. Everything is going according to plan to win some of my stickers. And if you want to check out the Teachable course, Teachable link below. So opening what has closed. Well, what are some of the things that we typically close off as human beings when we encounter an event not playing out to our expectations or ideals? Well, the first, obviously, and I think everybody in the world has encountered this, is closing our heart off, right? I know I've suffered a lot of crap. I've been abused, I've gone through dysfunctional relationships, I've had guys cheat on me, I've had all kinds of stuff happen. And at a certain point, I did really start to close my heart off. I still had relationships, but I didn't approach them or maintain them in the same manner, simply because, like I said earlier, I got into this mentality of like, well, I'll never do that again, or that didn't work out for me, so I ain't going there again, blah, blah, blah. We all know how that goes, right? But then on the other hand, I was longing to connect with a more meaningful partner for me, which wasn't going to happen with this closed heart of mine. Really, you can only match up with the counterpart to your energy, right? So you're not going to have a closed heart and then connect with someone that has an open heart. That's just not how it works. So you have to bring yourself at least to the level that you want the other person to meet you at, right? This is really, really valuable. Ambitions. I know some people, including myself, things didn't work out in the past professionally or with other ambitions that I had. So I would be like, I don't really want to take any risks. And I kind of got into a mode of not taking risks for a few years after I left Los Angeles. Because, I had felt kind of burned professionally. I had put a lot in. What I ended up taking away, I mean, financially it was okay, but I sort of felt like I didn't get what I had put into it when I left. I don't know if that really makes sense. It was kind of a disappointment. That's the easiest way of saying it. So I thought, well, I never really want to build anything up again, because building up takes so much work. And if the results are going to be shoddy, like, I'd rather just not put the energy in, right? This is me closing myself off to ambition because of that feeling about that particular event. Beliefs, obviously, we close ourselves off to beliefs all the time. We encounter people that believe something different than us, and we want to hold fast our belief system and deny people that they're right in theirs. And that's the cool thing about the transurfing modality, is everyone's right in their opinion. There is evidence to support all theories. So closing yourself off to new beliefs, other people's beliefs, maybe some beliefs, some personal beliefs, beliefs about yourself that maybe you haven't acknowledged. Maybe it's time to get like a bunch of this stuff just flowing and roll with it and let it connect you to the alternative space in a better way, where you access more information or something new, where you can grab hold of that stuff, really exponentially roll on creating a higher version of whatever it is you do not feel you have in your life right now, by opening yourself up and connecting more with what it is that's going to help you get there. That was a mouthful. Some of the other things that people close: sexuality. This is a big one. I've heard of a lot of women taking these sexual hiatuses where they go celibate for a year or two or whatever, and then I've actually heard of them getting scared to jump back in to a sexual life, right? So making certain that your sexual energy is flowing, even if it's just self-love, if you're not interested or don't necessarily want to hook up with anyone, keep your sexuality flowing. This is a big energetic force, so I don't really advise anyone to close themselves off sexually. I know that whole like transmuting your sexual energy thing is big right now, but I think it's a bunch of BS. So I like to keep my sexual energy flowing. Closing yourself off to opportunity, right? Again, this kind of comes back to ambition, same thing, especially if you've adopted this idea that no opportunity comes to you, or wait, I don't have any opportunity. No one has any more opportunity than anyone else. It's just a matter of where you position yourself, where you are physically on your lifeline, and what your thoughts and frequency and action are connecting you with. You can connect with more opportunity if you have closed yourself off by thinking, I don't have that much opportunity. This is really what my 30 Anomalous Action Challenge is about. So if you feel that you are closed off to opportunity right now, take that challenge. Go and look at that video. It is an awesome one. And then energy. This is a big one. So many people, especially right now, the energy isn't flowing. Even if it's just exercising or getting into some hot water and getting into some cold water and getting your blood circulating like that. It could be a breathing meditation or exercise online that gets you into some really exaggerated breathing. Some of those are awesome. Just anything that's going to get your energy flowing and moving. And I know right at the beginning of this whole pandemic thing, I closed my energy off big time, and I was really starting to be challenged with day-to-day stuff. And sure enough, I connected with a lower track where I didn't want to be, and I had to work to get myself out of that. So again, check out my plate meditation exercise that's going to be coming up soon. It is a big one for getting your energy flowing and actually connecting via your plate directly to the alternative space. And it is so good. Oh my God, I'm so happy I gained insight to that. It is phenomenal. Okay, so before we go, why do we do this? How does it hurt us? And how do we open again? Well, we do this because we've been injured, or we do this because we haven't experienced the results that we want. That's it. It's very, very simplistic. Remember my limiting belief box, that we're in a box where the walls are constructed of our belief system. Oftentimes, we don't like to poke our head out and actually start to come out because what we see scares us, so we like to go back in and stay inside of our little box. So we protect ourselves by closing ourselves off to the world when we have encountered events that we do not like. So the best way to do that is to stop thinking about what you don't want. Think about what you strive to achieve instead. Watch that video on coming out of your limiting belief box. Take my 30 Anomalous Action Challenge and push through some of those things, even if it's uncomfortable. Just do it. Get acting in another direction. How does this hurt us? Obviously, it closes us off to the alternative space. Duh, we don't need to go into that one. And then how do we open? Same as I just said. Start thinking about what you strive to achieve and don't think about what you don't want. Start your forward and upward version of thinking and leave behind your downward and back version of thinking. And if you don't know what that means, check out my video, Higher Self versus Lower Self, and I explain it really, really well. And really just start acting in a direction that is outside of your comfort zone. Everyone, the anomalous action challenge is legit and it will work for you if you want it to, and it will help you to open what has in fact closed, or at least what's constricted a little bit, right? I mean, none of us are totally closed, but let's get some of those channels open. Let's get some of that energy flowing. Let's get a better connection with the alternative space going, and your reality is going to absolutely thank you. So remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, and thank you so much for watching my video, everyone. Bye.